My name is Stephen Postier. I'm a Senior Vice President at Henderson State Bank. I'm here to introduce our software project as part of this pitch video. I'll be the main point of contact from the bank. Uh, Starting out, I want to talk a little bit about who we are as a bank, what the project is about, some of the needs we're looking to solve, as well as some of the requirements and the goals and stretch goals that we're going to be looking at throughout the project. As a bank, we were founded a little over 80 years ago in Henderson, Nebraska. And back in 2006, there was a group of farmers, cattlemen, businessmen that purchased the bank. That's the current ownership. It's a bank that's really we're focused on agriculture and commercial businesses, and many of those commercial businesses are also focused in the ag industry across Nebraska. We've got 5 branches currently in 4 different communities, as well as working on another one at the moment. We've got customers, obviously across the state of Nebraska, but also across the nation and some international customers as well. We're a very community focused institution working to really solve the needs and help fill roles in our communities that we're a part of. As we're continuing to expand and grow both with local agriculture and commercial businesses, trying to really help our communities thrive that we're a part of. Um, Currently, we were working on this software. We're really hoping this will lend a big boost to a lot of ag providers in the area and really help them in their operations continue to grow here in Nebraska. As a community-focused bank, one of the things we like to do is not only look at the needs of our customers, but also get to know our customers' businesses and see if there's ways that we can solve needs for their customers as well. One of these conversations led to the concept of working with one of our customers to develop a program where we could help provide input financing um, behind the scenes to their customers as they're looking to grow their business. To do that right now, it's a very labor intensive process, a lot of paperwork, time consuming back and forth through emails, faxes, manual inputting of information. So one of the things we would like to develop in this project is a software that eliminates as much of that as possible, but still providing a human interaction into the decision process of developing this software, um, working it so we can benefit our customer, but ultimately they can benefit their customers in the ag industry as well. Ideally, this software would be something that would be branded as Henderson State Bank, but it'd also be something that, as a stretch goal, that we could have this be co-branded with our customers' information, but also maybe be utilized by other customers if this shows to be a success and other customers of Henderson State Bank would like to utilize this technology or the software that we could work with them as well to create a platform that they could utilize maybe in slightly different manners, but slightly different purposes, but at the end of the day, the same backbones of this software working to help them be a success. In order to do this, we do have a few requirements. Being pretty flexible with this as you guys are working on things. If you see ideas or ways that make this a better product in the end, we are definitely open to listening and talking through this stuff of what this could look like. Obviously, being a bank and dealing with financial information, a lot of this is pretty confidential, and so we haven't released a lot of the information yet, but we will hopefully, as we move forward, able to provide what we can to make sure this stays in compliance and working through the process. Uh, Again, being in banking, the software, it's got to be able to handle certain required information inputs that our customer, that we'll refer to as customer A, would be sitting down with their customers to gather that we need to be able to set as a bank that this type of information is required. Things like, your financial statements, driver's license, social security number, things like that. But then also be able to have an optional input. So if they want to provide additional information, they could have ways to do that. And also have it so this could be customizable and change in the future if the government comes out with different regulations or we need to change what's required or not required anymore. We need to be able to add that and upload that as necessary for future users of the software. Currently, our IMM e-sign is the provider we're working on to set up with that does our e-signature process. That would be something that we feel like would be utilized with this software as well to provide that secure e-signature product. Once the information is inputted from our customer A with their customers, we need to obviously make sure all this stuff is done securely and submitted ultimately to an HSB determined staff member who would be assigned to receive the information, the completed packet, and have it stored so we can store the documentation for compliance reasons. We'll be working with our internal compliance officer, some other people inside the bank to make sure as the software is being developed that it meets all the regulations that we need to have it meet. Working with you guys to make sure that this is all done so it's secure and protected of people's personal information. One thing we would like to see it, if it's possible, to work with our current credit bureau reporting agency, doing some different types of searches, UCCs, EFS searches, which as we get further into the conversation, we can explain more on some of what this stuff is, but we're hoping to utilize APIs so the software could automatically pull this information to compile it into a packet that's presented to a Henderson State Bank staff member in a secure form. And ultimately, the goal would be once that staff member at a Henderson State Bank receives it, reviews it, and either approves or denies the request, what we'd then like to have happen would be it to either go to another employee that would generate the documents that would be needed to be e-signed. Is the minimum goal that we do need to have that happen, so then our staff members can send that out e-signature, whether it's for a input and loan, that they can sign the documentations and get everything done back to our customer, and they can have their customers sign that information. A stretch goal that we would like is also to have that happen more autonomously. A lot of this stuff we envision, the same loan documents, just changing the names, same security documents, just changing the names again and what's all involved with that. We would like that to happen through APIs if possible, to work with our loan origination software to send that out electronically and to speed up some time there. The other stretch goal, as I mentioned, is we would like to take this, we have a certain customer in mind to be the use case, the test case for this. We would also like to have it so we could work with other customers of the bank where they could also utilize this software, but we could co-brand it differently depending on which customer. Again, being flexible on which inputs are required depending on which customer is utilizing the software on their side. We're pretty open to what your guys' ideas are on how to make this work, what technology would be needed. Would this be something that's cloud-based? How it works, whether there's logins that would be needed for different customers to make it customizable differently. Does it by user, is it by customer? So we're pretty open to having these conversations, taking your guys' expertise and combining it with our internal expertise and needs, and seeing if we could create a really successful product that would help not only our bank out, but our customers at the end of the day and their customers, and really help grow this some across the state. So we're really excited about this project. Hopefully you guys are as well. We look forward to the partnership.